What's going on, folks? Zach from Uchuu Shelf. Hope you guys are doing good and reading lots of manga. If you haven't already been able to tell by the thumbnail, the title down below, or the grin across my face, today we are reviewing a manga that I have waited literally 15 years to put up on my shelf. And that is, drumroll please, Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong. Taiyo Matsumoto is my all-time favorite manga creator. He's created a number of fantastic series, most notably my favorite manga of all time, Tech on Concrete, as well as Cats of the Louvre, Sunny, Takemitsu Samurai, and Number 5. He has a very unique art style, which might be a bit of an acquired taste to some. For me though, I love varying different types of art styles across manga, so something like this compared to an actual traditional manga makes it feel really unique and special. The reason I waited this long to be able to buy Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong is because I genuinely bloody love this mangaka. Everything that he has put out, I've been able to resonate with on a deep interpersonal level. Before we get into this review, I want to give a huge shout out to Viz Media for hooking me up with an advanced digital review copy. You guys are absolute kings over there. And also a huge shout out to the 20 or 30 people that tagged me in Viz's announcement tweet saying that Ping Pong was coming out. That really made my morning. So without further ado, let's get into Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong. Ping Pong follows two high school table tennis hotshots and childhood friends by the name of Smile and Peco. Now, while Smile is a very quiet and reserved person, Peco is very hyper and overbearing. Both of them have an incredible talent at ping pong, but neither of them take it seriously for different reasons. The manga goes through the trials and tribulations of Peco and Smile as they take on the number of challenges that come with being on the Katase High School table tennis team. Whether that's going up against exchange student prodigies or former childhood friends, and also figuring out what ping pong means to them individually. Now, the Cliff Notes version, for those of you who don't really want to sit through this review, this manga is fantastic. It's genuinely the perfect coming-of-age manga, it's the perfect sports manga, and the perfect entry point for anybody who wants to get into Taiyo Matsumoto's manga. Now, I will admit that Taiyo Matsumoto being my favorite mangaka does kind of make being impartial a little bit difficult. But regardless, I want to dive into specifically what makes Ping Pong such a good manga for me. Now, for a manga that ran in big comic spirits all the way back in 1996 to 1997, it surprisingly holds up really well. And that's because what makes this series so special is how universal the things that make it great are. So first I want to talk about the dynamic between Peco and Smile. Now, Smile's defeatist, never-caring attitude is constantly challenged by Peco, who not only wants to see him achieve ping pong greatness, but just to see him smile. I mean, after all, it's kind of how he earned his nickname. And seeing the contrast between their two personalities is really endearing because you have Smile, who's very quiet, very reserved, and then you have someone like Peco who's just completely over the top, way too boisterous, way too loud, and just doesn't take anything seriously. And what's great about this dynamic too is that both of them are incredibly skilled and talented at ping pong, but neither of them take it seriously for vastly different reasons. Now, Peco is completely overconfident about his abilities for some good reason, but he doesn't take the game seriously and doesn't practice because he doesn't really think he has to. Contrast to that, Smile doesn't really take the game seriously because he doesn't view it as anything more than a way to pass the time. I also really enjoy the dynamic between their ping pong team coach, Butterfly Joe, and Smile because it reminded me of kind of a dynamic I had with a teacher back in high school, which is another reason I really enjoy Taiyo Matsumoto's work, is because there's always something I can seemingly relate to. Now, Butterfly Joe recognizes Smile's incredible talent at ping pong and notices that he is not taking it seriously at all. So he makes it his mission to whip Smile into shape so Smile is their ace ping pong team player. This reminded me of one of my graphic media arts teachers back in high school who recognized that I had an incredible talent in what I basically do for a day job now, gave me some extra pointers, gave me some extra assignments for school, and really honestly without him, I wouldn't be where I am in my career today. So seeing this kind of dynamic represented in a manga was really nice to see because I was able to see this and go, wow, I know exactly what that's like. And specifically seeing Joe not give up on Smile despite the number of times Smile wanted to just quit the club was really inspiring. And maybe more so because of the lesson Joe was giving him, because he also teaches Smile that while talent is 10% of being good at something, the other 90% is all the hard work, sweat, and tears you put into honing your craft. A lesson that is absolutely applicable to everything in life. I also really love the rivalries in this manga. For example, when China first comes to their school and he hears someone playing ping pong really well, he walks in and Peco's just immediately like, Yo, you're the guy from China. I'm gonna play you. I'm really good at ping pong. I'm gonna win. We're gonna have a really good match. And China just looks past him and goes, no, I wanna play the guy with the glasses back there. Smile. Yeah, I wanna play him. Fantastic. And that dynamic kind of carries on throughout because China has come to Japan to basically be one of the greatest ping pong players in the world. But also seeing the dynamic with the rival high school where Kazuma and their childhood friend Sakuma go as well. It's really interesting to see all of these prodigies who were once childhood friends essentially reuniting only to figure out who of them is the greatest at ping pong throughout their high school. Perhaps some reunions are nicer than others, but one thing reigns supreme is that each of them truly believes that they are going to be the greatest ping pong player at their high school. In all high schools, in all of Japan, and perhaps one day the world. One thing I've really come to love about Taiyo Matsumoto's manga is that he has a unique way of making all of these characters, whether they are on multiple pages or in one panel in the middle of the book, feel equally important. Almost as if no character in life itself is a background character. Everybody has their own unique importance to a story and to life itself. And perhaps my favorite thing about this manga is the way that Taiyo Matsumoto has crafted a story around a game none of us would consider serious. When I recommend ping pong to people, they go, well, how good could a manga about ping pong be? And despite me going, yes, it's very good, please read it, there's still something in the back of their heads that goes, well, again, it's a manga about ping pong. How good could it be? And again, the answer to that is very, very good. Much of the charm of ping pong is that these characters take this game so seriously because it is that important to them. And it's kind of a small life lesson because there are people you can look at and go, well, why are they wasting their time on that? That doesn't really seem that important. Is kind of irrelevant and wrong because that is important to them and that is why they are putting so much time and effort into it. So when you look at these players and they go, well, ping pong, is that really a sport? Do you really need to put that much energy and effort into it? When you see the fruits of their labor come out in these games in the intramural high school championships, it's fantastic. Just seeing everything come together, the fruits of their training, all of their friendship, and all of their spirit and teamwork, it's just phenomenal. Like, the payoff at all of the tournaments in this manga are just incredibly satisfying. When it comes to manga, there is a vast plethora of different art styles, and it goes without saying that Taiyo Matsumoto's is a little bit different than what you would see in a typical manga. After some success with a manga contest at the beginning of his career, Taiyo Matsumoto decided to take a tour around France, which he regards as being incredibly significant to being a creator and being a mangaka. His art has a very unique and very distinct art style that once you look at it, you go, yep, that's a Taiyo Matsumoto manga. Whether or not it's in a manga or whether or not it's on a billboard or a poster, when you see his art, you just know it. You don't even have to second guess it. Now, admittedly, his art style might be a little bit of an acquired taste for some people. His style sort of bounces between being poised and meticulous and raw and expressive. Whether that's in his line work, the way he draws his characters, or my favorite thing about this manga, the way that he draws the ping pong matches. You can feel the thwack of each ball in a panel or feel the ball as it whizzes past your head. You can hear the symphony of shuffling feet and ping pong balls echoing throughout the gymnasium as if you were sitting on the bleachers yourself. The ping pong matches themselves feel almost animated, and at the end of it, you can really feel the weight and importance of these matches to the characters and the story itself. Now, as I mentioned, the art may not be appealing for you right off the bat, and if that is the case, I do implore you to stick with ping pong, not only for the fact that the art will absolutely grow on you, but these characters, this world, and this story are gonna stick with you. And I really hope that you enjoy it the same way I have enjoyed it. Now, as if I actually have to do this part of the review because you probably already know what I'm gonna say, let's do it anyway. I give Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong a recommend. Actually, you know what? First ever time on Uchuu shelf, double recommend. This is the perfect manga. Whether you just like sports manga, whether you like coming-of-age dramas, whether you like seinen, whether you are looking to get into Taiyo Matsumoto's work, or manga in general, Ping Pong is the perfect jumping off point for all of those. It is the perfect coming-of-age story, it is the perfect masterclass in writing friendships, and it is so masterfully and skillfully written that it makes a mundane game like Ping Pong seem like the most important thing in the world. Being a manga from the 90s, the artwork holds up to modern standards so well. Like, it is so ubiquitously a Taiyo Matsumoto manga, it's not even funny. You can pick up Ping Pong by Taiyo Matsumoto from anywhere that sells manga or comic books on May 19th, or early June if you're in the UK or Europe. And before we go, I want to give a huge heartfelt shout out to Viz Media for sending me an advanced digital review copy. Honestly, this video is the video I created this channel to create. I have been waiting to be able to review this manga since I created this channel, even before that. I will pop some credits for translation, lettering, and sound effects and things like that down in the description below once I'm able to get them. They weren't in the digital review copy. Wasn't able to find them, unfortunately, before I recorded this video. Now, if you read this manga and you decide you cannot wait to figure out what happens in the second half of the series, there's a television anime directed by Masaaki Yuasa and a live-action movie that Viz Media actually released way back in the early 2000s, which actually brought this series to my attention. That said, as much as I love the anime and the live-action movie, the manga is the best way to experience this series. So there you have it, folks, my review of Taiyo Matsumoto's Ping Pong. Don't forget to support legal manga. Go to www.wherecanireadmanga.com to get the lowdown on where you can read manga for free, through a subscription, or per volume, and do it all in a way that supports the manga industry and helps us get more manga like this. And until next time, folks, happy reading.